Can you answer? I mean, can you list it out and then I let this three professor to answer. Can you?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Georgian is asking if there is any program for artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science at YZU.
I think this Professor Chen can answer, right?
Yes, I think actually Professor Dean already wrote back to him that we have many college of informatics, college of electrical and communication engineering, and also college of engineering. They all have some form of a program in IoT, big data, and all these kind of areas. So, and we also encourage many interdisciplinary programs. So you can find many department they can offer similar program and also joint program for them to learn.
Okay, so the answer is yes.
Yes,
So you
big
can,
S.
yes. So if you pick yes, so if you guys have the any interested, Professor Chen, can you please type your school's website there and in the chat box, and people can link. And anybody that if you are interested, that you can directly apply for the YZU any courses that you want. Okay, and go to take a look. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes. Siddhartha is asking, is scholarship based only on the percentage that you get in your bachelor's degree? Meaning, if you have work experience after your bachelor degree, does that mean that your chances of getting the scholarship are higher? Or is it just the percentage?
Professor
Okay,
Chen, would you like to
I think
answer?
the scholarship is evaluated by every department. So each department they might have their own criteria to award the scholarship, and I'm sure they will look at not just your GPA, they will also look at your work experience and also maybe some other actual activity that you have. So, and then I think that maybe the Professor Dean or Professor Liu, they can speak about this from their department.
Yes. At the GMBA program, we actually consider the entire application as a whole. That's why a typical student who applies to a Taiwan universities will need to write a self introduction about themselves, their experience, as well as to talk, to discuss, to write in their study plans in order to complete the applications. So within that self-introduction, we actually do scrutinize and we look at the particular background of the students to see whether they fit our selection criteria. For students who have work experience, I do encourage that you put your experience in there because I believe that will actually add points to your entire portfolio. Back to you.
Okay, so the answer is that if you are applying for the MBA courses that add your working experience in the and your self introduction statement, it does help. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, next.
Shabdik is asking for dual degree university program. Sorry, not dual degree, dual university program. Will there be scholarships for both the universities? Let's say if I get scholarship from Yuan, do I get the scholarship from the partner university as well?
Professor Chen.
Okay, well, no, I think that each university they have their own evaluation for their scholarship. So if you get a scholarship from Yuanzi, which apply to your study at Yuanzi, and if you get join the dual degree program, and if you're accepted by, for example, Christian, then they have their own rule and regulation in terms of scholarship. So it's separate.
Okay, so
Okay.
the answer is that so if you apply for a YZU, then YZU screening your application and then see whether they are going to give you the scholarship. And if you go to the exchange university, and you have to apply again for their schools to grant you the scholarship. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, anything else?
Yes, Akanksha is asking about the job opportunities for a computer science graduate in Taiwan.
Um,
I
okay.
think that it's a very good opportunity because IT field in Taiwan is very hard, and almost their job placement is very high, and especially if you can speak Mandarin, it's almost guaranteed you can find a job in Taiwan. And as you can know that the IT stands for India and Taiwan, so it's exactly.
Well, that's a good one. IT stand for India and Taiwan. Good. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that means that, I mean, just make sure that you know that, like I say in the my previous webinar, that IT docs, I mean, now anybody cannot live without the digital touch of everything, right? So if you, that is the unavoidable industry. So if you have the good skill set, for sure, you're going to, it's easy for you to find a job. Let's put it this way. Any job you can find, it's just if you have the good skills. Yeah. Next.
Sugu is asking, do you give scholarships to unexperienced candidates? Meaning, if he does not have job experience, will he get a scholarship?
Yes,
Professor
I've
Liu?
seen.
Okay, Professor Chen, you can answer, or Professor Liu can answer. It's you. So, okay, only the person who can make a decision answer, okay? No one.
Okay. Let me pick this up, okay, because Chen, you mentioned my name. Okay. For students, scholarship, the scholarship can go in this way. We are not necessarily looking at work experience per se. We do have many candidates who come straight from a bachelor degree into a master program. So to say that they are not eligible or not and will not be considered for any scholarship would definitely not be fair for these students, especially fresh grads. What we do over here when we make a decision is to look at the overall performance or the overall profile presented by the students. And then based on the scholarship amount. So once the scholarship is given out, then when you receive your scholarship, the rest will then be for you to work hard to keep your scholarship. That means even for good students who would think that they can actually get a scholarship and then come and join our MBA program and become the lousiest, the weakest students and performs badly in the entire program and continue to get a scholarship. I believe that kind of mindset will not work. So for students who do not have work experience, what you need to do is to show us or to demonstrate to the faculty that you are worthwhile and you are actually able to perform equally well as the other students who has work experience. You will still get your scholarship.
Okay, so
Right?
so see, you guys, if you ask people, if I don't have the working experience, I want to compete with a scholarship. So the let's put it this way: the scholarship amount is only limited, so it's a competition. So it's very hard for the professor and tell you that if that they tell you if you had 80% percentage, then you'll get it. But if that year everybody's 85%, then you will not get it. So it all depends on the competition. The only thing, if you don't have the working experience, the only thing you can have, if you are still not graduated, just make sure you get the good score at your school, okay? And get the high percentage in your GPA. That's number one. Number two, that the school, again, that they will evaluate you in the overall performance, that even your English, your TOEIC, and the project you are doing, that will all count. Okay, so, and like Professor Liu say, so the the scholarship that they will give it to you is the first semester, and they evaluate again. Of course, unless you are doing very bad, otherwise they will take it out. But if you does not perform, that the scholarship can be taken as well. So make sure you keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Abhishek is asking when the admission process will start for master's program.
So this one I know. Oh, okay. Professor Chen, sorry.
Okay, we are going to start the early admission for the fall term, I think in next month, and the regular application will be somewhere in February. So there will be 2 times you can apply for the fall term next year.
So the first early bird application will be start from November.
November, yes.
Yes. So there's a two. So the two period of the application time. One is in the next from November 2020,
Yes.
and the other one is February 2021.
Yes.
So if you, are really looking into the application, just do the early application, then you can secure your admission first. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
Sugu is asking that he finished his undergraduate in BA English. Is he eligible for MBA in logistics and supply chain management?
Okay. Professor Dean, tough question for you. If you only study in the business administration, is he or she eligible?
No. Sorry, I think BA English means Bachelors of Arts in English.
Yeah. Oh, art and English.
Yes,
My God.
yes.
Okay.
Well, this is a tough question. First of all, our department is not MBA. It's under the College of Engineering. So it might depends on what other courses except English that he or she took during undergraduate. As I mentioned that we focus on optimization problems here. So a math background is very
It's a
required.
must. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So he might not would tell you, I tell you. So if you are in the literature, English literature, and you want to move to this very math-oriented program, there's only two ways. One, you need to take the other, you have to take a lot of online courses. You can go to the Coursera and then take a lot of online courses to make sure you make it up and make that you can say, I have the ability to join their courses, right? Otherwise, that I think that is the only way I can think of. Otherwise, you might not get the admission and in the first place only because they don't think you can survive there. Yeah. So that is that is the answer.
But how about MBA? Maybe Professor Liu can talk about this too.
Yeah. So if you instead of supply chain management, that you can go to the Professor Liu's. Okay.
Yes. Well, we do not need that high level mathematical ability in the College of Management, especially for the global MBA program. But all these master courses basically will have a certain expectation that we place on when we consider whether to take in students or not. For example, for MBA, we will be looking at whether the students have basic knowledge about management. So if you have a student who has totally zero management knowledge, who wants to come into our program, and even if we take in this student, we will have to, you find that these students will have to catch up on a lot of subjects, because a professor at master level will not be going back all the way to year one of a degree courses to teach those basics and fundamental knowledge at that level. So there will be a lot of reading. And of course, at GMBA programs, as Professor Chen say, that the professors are very helpful. So like for me, even for students who has very little management background, I would actually encourage the students and advise students to pick up on a certain books, a certain papers, and a certain theories, and to ask them to read beforehand so that they can participate effectively in class discussion. So that's how my master course is being designed in such a way. So we also have students who comes and ask whether I would use any textbooks. In fact, I would not be asking students to buy textbooks, because my discussion material basically comes from 10 books, 10 different books. And it would be unfair to ask students to just buy all the 10 books. And for each of the books, I would just be using part of a chapter, a part of the topic of discussion. So again, it all goes back onto the students' initiative in doing preparation, pre-class reading to prepare for the class discussion, as well as post-class additional reading to ensure that they actually fully understand the concepts and whatnot. Back to you, Ms. Chen.
So see, this actually, like I say, right, the MBA, the MBA course is the training for the people who want to become a manager in whatever job they are doing. So you have to think, what is the manager they need? Actually, in the beginning of the basic fundamental knowledge that you need to have is economics. You need to know some accounting, and you need to, later you need to know some finance, and you need to know statistic to make sure that you know how to utilize this skill to analyze whatever report or the information. You need to know how to process this information and make the right decision. That is the course they are trying to take. They are trying to train you. Now, if you are in the literature or you are in the engineer, that anybody can get trained. If today you are study electronical engineer and you say you want to study the global management program, can you? Of course. But just make sure before you take the course or before you sign up, if you already know you got this, admission, for example, that you apply in the November, and then that they give you the admission in December, or somehow in December or January, till the fall, you have 7 months, right? So in that 7 months, you can catch up and take the courses and make sure you make up all the knowledge that you are lacking, or the knowledge is a fundamental, basic knowledge for the course. Yes, you can apply, but you just make sure that you need to make a story and let them believe that you can. That is the things. Yeah. Yes. It's 12:30. I think we have to wrap up here, and then we are going to have the individual Q&A session, only the student and me. And then today, very thank you for Professor Chen, Professor Dean, Professor Liu. Really thank you for your time. And I think we have very fruitful webinar today, I think.
And thank you for your invitation to this webinar. And it is my honor to be able to share what we know at GMBA. Yeah. Thank you.
And Professor Liu and Professor Dean and Professor Chen, whenever I have the question, I'm going to write a question. I'm going to send you an email. Please kindly reply back to my email, okay?
Okay, be my guest.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.